So there are three things that are very likely killing your ability to succeed with your YouTube channel. And today we're going to debunk all three of them on this beautiful whiteboard. The first one is understanding why your videos plateau. This is a really good one because most people have no clue why it happens, the mechanism and the algorithm and the machine behind it, and what causes that to happen and how this whole thing works. And the second thing is understanding why YouTube hates you, which, by the way, newsflash, it doesn't. You just don't understand YouTube. They're not out to get you. They're not preying on your demise. You just don't understand how the machine works. And today, I'm going to share it with you. And the third thing we're going to cover today is understanding if your channel is shadow banned and if it's not. This is very important knowledge to know because now you have clear indicators of whether your channel is performing correctly or if it's not, and what to do in each corresponding event. So let's get started with the first one, which is understanding why your videos plateau. Why is it that you have a graph that looks like this and all of a sudden it flatlines? This is never a pretty sight for anyone to see, obviously. We never want to see our videos get traction. All of a sudden, we're very excited, we see the views, and all of a sudden it flatlines. This happens for a multitude of reasons. So before I go into understanding why this even happens, let me just set a bit of a foundation. YouTube is sending you views, okay? And YouTube is then making you money through the ads, obviously. But the thing is that YouTube is also making money from the ads. And so I want you guys to understand, YouTube wants you to make money because when you make money, they make money as well. It's in their best interest for your videos to go viral, for them to perform well, for them to be pushed into the algorithm. They want that for you because it coincides with their understanding of how business works, which is to get views, to make money, to keep people on the platform. So I don't want you guys thinking that YouTube is out to get you, that there's some evil demon that's only hand-picking channels to go viral and others not. Guys, you can predictably have videos go viral over and over once you understand how the algorithm works, what it wants, and you end up delivering exactly what aligns with their goals and the goals of your channel, right? So just wanted to get that out of the way. Let's go into the algorithm and understanding how this whole thing works. So let me talk about what happens when you post a video on YouTube. So upon posting, YouTube is taking all of the metadata. Now the metadata is a multitude of different things. This is the title, this is the tags, this is the description, and this is also what's being said in the video because they transcribe the video as well. Also what's being shown in the video because they're able to use machine learning to understand and see visuals and literally what's being shown in the video, and then also the thumbnail. So all these things are what make up your metadata. This is YouTube's basically only ability to understand that if your video is what it is, then they're going to send it to the corresponding audience. They're going to find the related audience that would be interested inherently in watching your content. So they can only do this by taking all this data, putting it together, and then finding the corresponding audience. Once they have an understanding of what your video is and who it should be sent out to, then they start sending it out to the right audience. And this is exactly how it works. So YouTube, essentially, we're going to do like a reverse pyramid thing. You unlock a tier. So this is tier 1. Tier 1 means you are allowed, or you are given a specific amount of impressions. So these are impression tiers. So impression tier, I don't know exactly how large it is or how small it is, but the idea is you're given a batch amount of impressions. Now, depending on how those impressions go, meaning the impressions that people had of those impressions, meaning if it was positive or negative, it'll influence if you're able to unlock the next tier of impressions, tier number 2. So if you are hit with this batch as soon as you post and you have positive feedback, meaning you have a high click-through rate, meaning you have a high ABD, if you have positive metrics, people saw the video on their screen, they decided to watch it, they decided to watch a long period of it, they decided to go back to your channel to watch more, they decided to share with their friends, they decided to comment and engage on it. That's positive feedback. That's reinforcing to YouTube that, oh wow, number one, it's a good video. They didn't lie on the title to get the view when the video was different. So you didn't clickbait them, right? They delivered the video and was promised. And secondarily, it's actually aligning with the right audience. So they had actually positively found the right audience for your video, meaning they can push it out to tier number 2. So now you've gone to tier number 2, which means you increase the amount of impressions. And that's when you start seeing more and more views. And that's when you start seeing the graph going up. This is you reaching different tiers and working up the scale. And so this is exactly how YouTube works. It is a tier-based, impression-based pyramid, I guess. Whether you want to put it backwards, upside down, sideways, it doesn't matter. The idea is everything is performance-based. Every single time that you're able to see more views, it means you're unlocking more and more tiers, higher tiers with higher availability. So your TAM, essentially, which is short for your total addressable market. Your total addressable market becomes larger and larger and larger. The amount of viewers that you're able to capture towards you gets larger and larger because it's performing positively. I don't know how to put a P for positively in these tiers, and it unlocks more and more and more. So when you see this means that it has reached a specific tier, maybe tier 4, maybe tier 3, and all of a sudden it's performed very low. It's performed poorly. Now this is telling YouTube no longer that there's positive data, no longer that they should push you down to tier 5, but rather keep you at tier 4 because something's wrong. Something's incongruent. Either they have found the wrong batch of audience, they found the wrong people, or there's just been a misalignment with the topic, the title, I guess the essence of the video and the audience that's watching it, because they're no longer watching it the way that the smaller tiers were watching, but rather now on the larger tiers, it's not performing the same. So now YouTube is going to basically halt your video, and that's it. And does that mean your video is dead? No. Does it mean YouTube hates you? No. Does it suck when this happens? Absolutely. It's probably one of the worst sickening moments of your YouTube career when you see a video do exponentially well, get 100,000 views, 500,000 views, 1,000,000 views, or even your first 10,000 views, and then it goes flat. That sucks. I agree. And I wish I had the answer as to how to get out of it, how to do. There's a few different variables that we can do. Okay, so let's just talk about what you can do in this situation, because will it happen to you? Yes. Is there 100% certainty in this happening in your channel? Yes. So the best thing that you can do is to prepare yourself by understanding why it happens inherently and how you can potentially counter it, or just what you can do with that data moving forward. So let me just erase this. We'll start over. All right, so let's just say, figuratively speaking, you ended up going all the way up in here and you had 600,000 views. What this gives you is actually, it's unfortunate when you see 600,000 views that flatlines, because you could have made so much more money, more traction, more subscribers. But there's a bright side to everything. The bright side is data. Data is what you receive from views. When you have data, you can make data-driven decisions, and data-driven decisions allow you to actually optimize your channel so you could see more of this, and ideally even higher views. The lack of data is usually what withholds people from succeeding. You cannot actually succeed without the proper data. You need data to understand what's going right, what's going wrong, and how to make iterations to create success, how to reverse engineer success. You can't reverse engineer something that hasn't been done, right? So this, whether it's 600K or 60K or 6K, is positive data. And it sucks when it flatlines, but there's something you can take from it. So when you see 600K, you have two major metrics. You have AVD and CTR. Obviously, AVD is your average view duration. Obviously, CTR is your click-through rate. So if you have enough views, like 600K or 60K, you'll see a sufficient amount of information, sufficient amount of data that'll tell you whether what you did with that one video was right or wrong. So now, if you see your AVD and it was about 20%, that's not very good. It's not very bad, but it's really not very good. Versus if it was a 45%, now that's really good data. So now we see, okay, well, this video went viral because it had a strong AVD. We could see that from the top, if we look at the graph, from the top where it started and the viewers are there, it dropped off a little bit, but then for the most part, it stayed pretty flat, pretty consistent to the end. That's good. That means nobody's dropping off all the way through, which means you have a good video. It's well engaged, it's well scripted, it's well done. But for example, if you see another graph like this, and we see a harsh drop off, and then again, a very, very low line, which means everyone drops off like right away, and then continues to drop off very quickly, that means we don't have a good AVD. That's probably your 20%. So only 20% of people watch to the end. And in the first 30 seconds, we have a very high drop-off rate. Versus over here, we have a very low drop-off rate. We have maybe 75%, which, by the way, guys, this is a golden number. 75%, if you have 75% of people watching in the first 30 seconds that haven't left, that's a very positive metric. YouTube is very, very big on first 30-second metrics. 75% and up is good. You want to reach for 75 as the baseline. Anything above is perfect. Anything around there is also fine. But if you're seeing 30% in the first 30 seconds, that is bad. That means your video sucks, which really means your hook sucks. If your hook sucks, you're not captivating people, you're not selling them on watching your video. They're not going to stick around to watch the rest of the video. They're not going to watch your other videos. You're sending YouTube negative data, which shows that they don't like your videos, which means they're leaving your videos, which means they're potentially leaving the platform. And if they're leaving the platform because of your videos, YouTube will not favor you in the algorithm. This is a favoring game. You need to align with YouTube's goals. They want to make money. They want to keep people on the platform. If your videos are pushing people off the platform, they're going to leave and YouTube's going to punish you, essentially. So with that said, that's the first one, is AVD. So you get a lot of data from AVD. You get to see, when you have enough views, how well that video performed. And if it went well, you know to do more of it and how to do more of it, because you can reverse engineer your own success. If it did bad, then you know you need to work on the video. Your video editing is underperforming. Something's wrong, right? So you need to fix it. Now, the second thing is your CTR. Now, your CTR is a combination of your thumbnail and your title. Thumbnail and title are your CTR. So these two things are really what make up your CTR. Obviously, your topic is the most important, but let's just assume you got the topic correctly. We'll do some other modules on topics. But point being is, if you crush these two, then you'll have a high click-through rate. I always aim for a CTR of about 5.5, let's say 5.5 to 6 and up. So if you can get a 5.5 to 6% and up, you are in a really good place. All right, that's usually what I could predict that a video will do quite well. Of course, there's way more to a video going viral than just a high click-through rate. Even if you have a 10% click-through rate, a video might not go viral. Even if you have a 70% AVD, a video might go viral. Even if you have a 70% AVD and a 10% click-through rate, your video still might not go viral. Even if it's a 75% first 30 seconds, it may not go viral, because now there's also other things like timing. There's also things like supply and demand. Maybe you have amazing metrics, but there's not enough of a TAM. There's not enough of a total addressable market, or the demand for that market, or the content isn't really that high right now, maybe next month, or maybe when that sport is in season. There's a lot of variables to YouTube, so you cannot just look only at the data to understand why a video did do well or didn't do well. You could crush it on the data side and still not crush it in views and cash. So that's a whole kind of complex side of YouTube. So the best thing you can do is at least understand how it operates at large, and you can kind of start understanding where you're doing things right or doing things wrong, or at least what to focus on. You're never going to get 100% in terms of always hitting videos. You're not Mr. Beast. But what you can do is, your due diligence is understanding how the algorithm works like this, so you can at least try to make necessary improvements, micro improvements, to the point where you start seeing macro improvements. So that's all this bajumble. Hopefully it all makes sense. I want to talk about the next topic, which is why YouTube hates you. So, why me? It's what everyone asks. When they post a video on YouTube and it doesn't go their way, they don't get the views, and then they look at their other competitors and they think, well, I've posted the same video as them. Why isn't my video performing? What is the difference between mine and theirs? They look the same. They're the same topic. I even copied the title the exact same way. Why is my content not performing? There's two-part answer to this, okay? Number one, it's very unlikely that your video is actually the same as their video. Same? No. Very unlikely that your video is the same as their videos, I promise you, okay? So, what does that mean? It means you just don't know what you don't know. You don't know that there's so many nuanced things like the hook. You don't know that your hook has to be very dialed in. You think that you copied their hook. You think you've asked ChatGPT to analyze all their hooks and make a prompt that can do the same thing. You think you have. You think you have the same editing, but it's not the same. It's nowhere near the same. You think you have the same style voiceover, but it's not the same. You think you have the same thumbnail, but it's really, really far off. You think your title is the same, and it may be the exact same thing as theirs, and that might actually be the problem inherently. You think you have everything the same, but you likely don't, because you don't know what you don't know. And honestly, the devil is in the details. The views and the rewards are in the details. The macro is the topic itself. You may have copied the topic successfully, but you didn't copy the video successfully. You need to understand all the micro nuance data points and the variables to really effectively copy a video. So if you want to copy a video one for one, be prepared to realize, come to a rude awakening that your videos could be the same. You copy the same topics, the same titles and everything, and it just doesn't work. So to avoid that, I would say don't copy directly and do iterations. So what I teach is something called iterations. Iterations are basically byproducts, adjacent topics to things that have already gone viral, right? So let's say there was a video of an orca whale documentary. Okay? Somebody watched it. Oh, a lot of people watched it. It got 10 million views. That's a great topic, right? 10 million views. Why wouldn't I want to copy and do my own orca whale documentary? Well, guess what, guys? 10 million people have already watched this video. YouTube is not going to suggest the same video. You can't just go make another orca whale video because it's already been done. And these viewers have already watched the original one. They're not going to watch it. But what if you created an iteration, right? What if you created a video like real stories of orca attacks? So now you're not making an orca whale documentary, but you're tapping into the 10 million people that have watched this video. Your video very likely will be suggested here. So you know the suggestions thing on the side of the video? That's a very powerful place to get free views. Guys, YouTube is the only platform, YouTube is the only business where you get free views. YouTube will put your videos on the home screen of somebody else. They'll put your videos in the suggested screen of other people's videos that have gone viral and gotten millions of views. Think about this for a second. If a video gets 1 million views and your videos are there in the suggestions, you have 1 million free impressions. It's like running ads and sending it to 1 million people. So 1 million people see it and potentially click on it, but you don't have to pay for it. You just have to create content that is similar enough that can get suggested and you have free impressions. It's like literally running Google ads or Facebook ads for free. So if you know how to do this correctly, this can work really well. So we run iterations. Find something that's worked incredibly well and find adjacent topics. Potentially another documentary, but with a different angle, right? Or if it's a compilation saying top 10 things of this, then you do top 5 things of this. Or top 10 positive things, you could do top 10 negative things, right? Find adjacent topics. If people are interested in the orca whale, they're very likely interested in another kind of whale. If they're interested in how positive something worked, they're probably very interested in how negative that same thing works, or again, an adjacent thing works. So you need to learn how to do iterations because these are going to save you. Instead of going and copying videos, you can be original by taking something that's been validated. So orca whales have been validated. Now find your own adjacent topics, find your own iterations of that, and then post them, right? Post them on your channel and test them out. Maybe the first one doesn't hit. Maybe the third one doesn't hit, but just keep on doing it because if this in general has been validated, there's obviously a demand, right? There's an addressable demand for this. Then you need to find all the adjacencies of this so that you can make more versions of this topic that's already in interest for that market that's already clearly showcased, right? It's already there. That's how it's done, guys. So create iterations, focus on finding something that's already proven and then making your own version because YouTube's not just going to suggest the exact same video next to the same video. If you want to focus on suggestions, you can't take an orca whale documentary and post an orca whale documentary and expect YouTube to push it. Why would somebody want to watch the same thing twice? YouTube is not stupid. They understand how to fuel the viewing behavior. And they're going to do that by giving people more of what they want. So your goal on YouTube is just to create more of what people want. And that's probably this last part I want to talk about with this before we get to the last point. So again, YouTube is a business. You must give them what they want. What do they want? They want views, they want watch time, and they want money, right? And they want to keep people on YouTube. As long as you are doing these things, as long as you are getting views and you're continuing to help them with watch time, they will make money. Inadvertently, you will make money. And it all means just keeping people on YouTube, keep them on the platform. So also imagine when you're creating your content, there's something called watch time, which is your AVD, or AVD and watch time. So AVD is how long somebody spends on that video. Watch time is how long somebody spent on your channel that entire time. And then there's also session time. Session time is how long you kept somebody from one video to the next, to the next, to the next. And if you're not keeping people from video to the next, to the next, to the next, you're not thinking of YouTube as the business model that it is. You're not understanding and aligning with the goals. They have goals. you need to align with their goals. It's not just about views, it's not about watch time, it's about keeping them on YouTube. So you need to create a content strategy that aligns with that. So don't just spray and pray. Don't just make all these pieces of content for everybody. Make sure that you're also creating content that aligns with the goals of YouTube, which is to keep them on the platform. So if one video is done, make sure the next one is done strategically to loop them into the next video, to loop that video to the next video. So creating a bit of a sequential, chronological batch of videos where everything is leading into another. So think strategically about your content. Don't just spray and pray. And that's the last thing I want to talk about before I get to the last thing. By the way, hopefully you guys are enjoying these kind of videos. I don't know, to me, this is new, but I like this format. Hopefully you do too. If you do, like, comment, subscribe. You know, we have lots of content like this. And please let me know the feedback in the comments. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, I can yap all day and give this kind of value. I have an immense amount of value and knowledge in this. And so if you're enjoying this in this kind of format, just let me know. So the last small piece I want to talk about is creating content that's all aligned in the same niche. So when you have your niche, okay, say you've gone into sports, and more specifically, you've gone into basketball. So I wouldn't even consider sports a niche. I would consider it a category, and the niche is basketball. All right, and a sub niche would be like basketball news, and a super sub niche would be like the Lakers basketball news, or basketball news for the Lakers. That's a super sub niche. That's a little bit too low, but definitely between a basketball as a niche or basketball news as a sub niche, those are good niches to choose. But that's not the point. The point is, when you have a niche, you need to stay aligned with your niche. Guys, going back to the main original point, YouTube wants you to make money. The only way they can make you money is if they are bringing you the right views. The only way they can bring you the right views is by you telling YouTube who they should bring. And the only way you can tell YouTube who to bring is by creating the right kind of metadata, posting the right kind of videos, and keeping everything in a strict alignment. Meaning, basketball is your funnel. You must stay everything basketball related in your funnel. As soon as you start putting in something else about history or about drama or about nature and the economy and all these other weird topics that are not really aligning with YouTube, YouTube's going to try and find viewers for this, viewers for that, viewers for this, viewers for that, and all these viewers get stuffed into the big pool of viewers that you already had, and now it starts diluting the quality, it starts diluting the intention, it starts diluting the viewing behaviors and the interests. And when you have diluted pool of interest and alignment, that's when YouTube has no idea who to send your content to, and that's when none of your videos do well. So if you're noticing that your videos are just all flatlining, it's because YouTube doesn't know where to send it, because probably your content is spread all over. You must pick a funnel and stick within it. All the behaviors of the people that you're trying to attract must be the same. Don't try and spread a net too wide, because it's going to attract people that are interested in anime. It's going to attract people that are interested in other sports, not basketball. Keep it tight. Keep it as tight as possible to help YouTube do their job. You must help YouTube do their job so that they can help you do yours. And if everyone is in alignment, if there's ebb and flow, right, there's money. There's views and there's money. Hopefully you guys get it. All right, and the last and final thing I want to talk about is shadow bans. Are you shadow banned? Are you not shadow banned? What does a shadow ban look like? And what does a shadow ban not look like? Very simple. This right here is an example of a shadow ban. If you see views and then you see it spike down, you've been shadow banned. All right, there's multitude of different reasons why a shadow ban could happen. All right, you've maybe posted something that you were not supposed to post. You did something that went against the terms of service, or some other black hat fishy things that you did that caused this. All right, so this is very unlikely. This happens to a very, very, very small percentage of people. All right, very small percentage of people. It's probably not happening to you, but we're going to discuss this so you understand what it looks like when you're shadow banned, when it looks like when you're not shadow banned, so you understand the difference. You can kind of discern whether this is applied to your channel or not. So a couple things I can talk about for sure. The first thing that can get you shadow banned is your email. YouTube is quite strict now with bots, right? They don't want bots creating accounts and spamming AI content and all this stuff. They want to make sure you're real. So if you've had an email that is brand new, so brand new is kind of like not good, not bad. It's not good because it's new. They have no idea how to tell if you are a good person or a bad person, if you are a robot or not. Because they don't know, they're going to push you low when it comes to the big guy here, which is trust score. Trust score is what determines YouTube's understanding of whether you are a real person, whether you have a legitimate channel, whether you're going to start posting pornography or drugs, or posting good content that's good for the platform. So if they don't know if you have a good trust score, you're probably going to have a bad one. And if you have a brand new email, you're probably going to have a bad one. And not bad as in bad, it just means it's neutral. It's a zero. There's no, it's negative, or it's neutral rather. It's a base minimum. What you want to do is to build up your trust score. You build up your trust score by warming up your channel. If you don't know how to warm up your channel, I have another video on my YouTube channel. I'll hopefully link it up here as a little click up thingy. I'll hopefully remember. If I don't, I'm sorry. You can actually just go to my channel and watch the video about how to warm up your YouTube channel. Warming up your channel, massive trust score, increases the trust score, right? Another thing that allows you to have a good trust score is, for example, if you set up a new channel, what you can do to make sure that you're safe is you can apply for different email subscriptions. You can send emails, you can receive emails. So sign up for a bunch of spam stuff from different websites and just show that it's an active email that's actually working. It's not just an email that was a placeholder that was created just to create a YouTube channel to then spam 30 reels a day, right? So that's the main thing. Email is a really big indicator of whether a channel is going to be shadow banned or not. The second thing is channel age and whether it has videos on it or not. So if the channel was made in 2015 and it's 10 years old, automatically you have a positive trust score. If also there's videos on it, automatically you have a higher trust score, right? So if you have an older channel with older videos on it, don't worry that they're different niche, obviously. You can just put those away, but at least the video has been posted on. They know you're a legitimate person that's posted YouTube videos in the past. You took a break, now you're back. That's perfectly fine. The channel's also been around for a while. They have something to work with, right? So this is the main thing on terms of shadow ban, just in terms of understanding what it would look like if you were shadow banned, like what are the few variables to that. But now let's ask you to discuss whether your channel is monetized or it's not. Or sorry, is shadow banned or it's not. So the first thing is, like I said, this is the screenshot. This is a really good representation of what it looks like for you getting views and all of a sudden not getting views, you've been shadow banned. Very likely. If you're not fortunate enough to have had that many views to begin with, and you're just trying to find out at the early stages if you're shadow banned, it's pretty simple. If you post 15 plus videos and you do not get at least 200,000 impressions, your channel's probably cooked. So 15 is a safe number. You can probably find out around like 10 videos, sometimes even 8 videos. 15 is a really good metric to just say, hey, like I've really tried and tested this. I'm getting no impressions. I'm posting, I'm not getting impressions. I'm posting, I'm not getting impressions. Also, again, if like all your videos are basically flatline in impressions, YouTube's just not feeding impressions to any videos. If one video, by the way, goes off and gets 100K, and then your second video gets 15 impressions, your channel's not shadow banned. The topic just sucks. The video sucks. You cannot blame lack of impressions for a crappy video. Those are not intertwining. This is a big, big one. People are like, oh, my channel must be shadow banned. I got 15 impressions. And I look at their channel, I'm like, I would never, ever bat an eye at this channel. And neither should YouTube. YouTube should not even push this content. It is horrible. And unfortunately, a lot of you guys are suffering from this horrible content. It's not YouTube's fault. It's your fault. And it's not even your fault. You just don't know the difference. You don't know what you don't know. That's why videos like this are really good. That's why watching my channel and other videos on my channel, teaching you how to create YouTube videos that are actually watchable, that are bingeable, that are aligned with YouTube, what they want, that are aligned with your audience and what they want, etc. So this is what it looks like when you are shadow banned. Let's talk about what it doesn't look like. So, not shadow banned, all right? Most people see this. They hit monetization, and all those views they were getting, all of a sudden, goes down. They're riding a high, they have a ton of views, they got monetized, all their subscribers came in. Now they're ready to start cash flowing, and their views plummet. I get it. It sucks, but this is normal. You are not shadow banned. This is YouTube's way of understanding what your new baseline is. Now, is it fishy timing? Yes. Does it suck that as soon as you're able to finally start capitalizing and earning on all of your hard work, that this happens? Yes. But guys, this is normal. Unfortunately, not for every single channel. Some channels explode after monetization, but a lot of them won't. Is it harsh timing? Yes. Is it evil? Yes. But guys, this is healthy. It is normal. Don't be alarmed when your views go down. Also, don't be alarmed when your views are going high and then they plateau. This is also normal, guys. It's perfectly normal. Your videos are not like, I wish every video could just sit in the algorithm for months and years and collect views. Some videos do, most won't. All right, so just understand that YouTube is a numbers game. I'm going to tell you guys something very important. It's the 20-80 rule. This is going to save your life. I'm not even kidding. It's probably one of the most valuable parts of this entire video. The 80-20 rule or 20-80 rule. Guys, 80% of your income is going to come from 20% of your content. Pause, write it down on your arm, on your forehead. I don't care where. This is the most valuable piece of information you'll get from this video and from any video. This is so important. If you post 10 videos, 2 of them are going to make up 80% of your income, which means 8 of them will fail. If you post 100 videos, it's likely that 80 videos will fail and 20 of them will carry all your income. So if you've posted 3 videos and haven't gone viral, if you posted 10 videos and haven't gone viral, if you posted 30 videos, you likely by then actually have something, unless you're posting absolute garbage content. If you've posted 10 quality videos where you validated the topics, you're in a good niche, you've posted good quality content, you haven't just rushed using AI and just got something out for the sake of going out, you actually split tested thumbnails, you did everything right. There's no chance you don't have at least 1 to 2 videos that have made money or have gotten views or have been outliers. There's no chance. It just doesn't happen. I work with over 1,000 people over the last few years, also my own channels. It doesn't happen, guys, right? It's an 80-20 rule. It's pretty damn consistent. Sometimes you get lucky, then it's a 30-70, it's a 40-60, but at the worst case and the best case as well, it's an 80-20, guys. Understand that and you'll never worry again. Because when you see videos that don't go viral, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a numbers game. And there's a mathematical equation to success on YouTube. 80-20 or 20-80, however you want to read. So what's the next scenario? Scenario 2 is I posted 3 bad videos. I'm going to put bad for a specific reason, because if you posted 3 videos and they didn't do well, it's because they are bad videos. Okay? Is this meaning you're shadow banned if you posted 3 videos and they haven't gone well, and they haven't gotten views? No. Bad performance does not equal shadow ban. That's not how you spell shadow ban, but you get my point. Bad videos do not equal bad performance. Because as soon as you actually post a good, horrible handwriting, I'm sorry. As soon as you post a good video, a solid video, one that you, again, have chosen the topic correctly, posted a really good video, put time into the editing and scripting, and the channel all of a sudden skyrockets, there's your clear indication that the channel's not shadow banned. So if you have yet to see this, it means you have yet to post good content. All right? Don't blame the channel if you haven't got views and you've only posted a handful of videos and they haven't performed. That's not how YouTube works. And also, one thing I want to make very, very clear here. We need to stop popularizing the victim mentality. Stop playing the victim. We're always looking for a reason to excuse ourselves for our inabilities or our shortcomings. This is hard facts, guys. Why would we have to look at ourselves and say, well, I try my best and I spent money on this video and I paid through time and bandwidth and money to create this thing. Why didn't it go viral? Because you didn't do it right. So instead of pointing the finger at ourselves, we always find a way to deflect our inefficiencies and our shortcomings. We blame YouTube. We blame the channel. We must be shadow banned. Guys, please, can we embrace taking ownership for our shortcomings? It's okay to fail. It's okay to post bad videos. You're not expected to be a professional YouTuber in the first 5 videos, in the first 20 videos. This took me years. It took all the people years or months and months and months of rigorous ups and downs and testing and trials and errors. That's how YouTube works. But once you figure it out, you start making a bunch of money and it's super profitable, right? This is maybe the thing that nobody wants to hear, but everybody needs to hear. Stop playing the victim mentality. This whole shadow ban thing is complete BS. It happens to basically nobody. Maybe 0.001% of people are shadow banned. Yes, it happens, but it's very unlikely the channel. It's very likely you. All right. So have the dignity to look in the mirror and say, maybe my channel sucks. Maybe nobody actually wants to watch my content. Maybe if you look at that channel unbiasedly and ask yourself, would I actually watch this content if I was scrolling on YouTube and I was just seeing this sea of beautiful videos in front of me and I saw Maya sitting there wedged in the middle? Would I stop what I was doing and watch that video? If not, then how can you blame YouTube? How can you blame the algorithm? How can you blame other people? How can you blame the lack of 1 million people you want to watch your video for not watching your video? Of course you don't have 1 million views. You wouldn't even watch your own video. You wouldn't even share your videos with your friends and family because you're embarrassed. How can you expect people to watch your content if you're not even willing to share it with others that you know, love, trust? It doesn't work like that, all right? There's one more scenario I want to talk about. All right, scenario number 3, and this is a touchy one as well, all right? My views are inconsistent. Does this mean I'm shadow banned? No. Welcome to YouTube. That is how YouTube works. YouTube is not like a pick and choose machine, but it will pick and choose. Some videos will do well, others won't do well. The ones you may think are going to do the best are the ones that do the worst. The ones you think are going to do the worst are the ones that do the best. Everything about YouTube is inconsistent until it's not, because you don't understand who your audience is. You don't understand what your audience wants. You don't understand your niche. You don't understand your competitors. When you start to actually become the expert of your niche, you will start to make more money. Okay? The more of an expert you can become, even in business, all right? In business, the fundamental of business is that you get paid in proportion to the amount of value you bring to the marketplace. YouTube is the same. How much value do you bring? The amount of value you can bring is by the amount that you understand your customer, your viewer, the amount of an expert you've become to tailor your videos to their needs, wants, right? So if you're not doing that, you're not the expert. If you're not the expert, you're not making money. You're going to be inconsistently getting views up and down, up and down. Some hit, most don't. Welcome to YouTube. That's how it works. You're not shadow banned. You're just not an expert. And so the goal is to spend the next 3 to 6 months to 12 months to become an expert of that niche. When you are an expert of that niche, then you can start exploring more channels. Then you can expand. Then you can sell your channel and move on to the next project. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe on this video. And if you want to watch more content like this, go back to my channel or click this video over here or here. I don't know where it's going to be. Just click on it. It's going to lead you to another video. It's going to give you a massive amount of value just like this one did. And if you like this format, just let me know below. I really want to know if I should keep getting on front of my whiteboard and talking. Usually this is just my to-do list whiteboard, but I thought I'd erase my to-do list and just create a video for you guys. If you watched to the end, you're MVPs. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.